It's hard to see when you look at yourself every day and you're looking at pictures, hard to kind of tell the progress you made. But when other people tell you that, random Instagram reels that I saw, if it was like, oh, do this workout or this workout, I would just kind of use that to make my workout plan and ruin my confidence as well to start.
And what was your biggest frustration with your physique?
I can literally message you anytime I want. It can be 3 a.m. The genuine care that you show.
What have you tried before to get in shape?
Most of my resources were like, again, started from Instagram. I would see reels here and there, like, oh, do this diet or cut this food out, like, random things on Instagram, really. And then after crazy things that gave me like a 2-year plan, like, oh, if you want to do this, it'll tell me, oh, do this straight for 2 years, and I get them like,
And what finally made you decide, enough was enough?
I can actually make progress with, because I'm holding back this much, barely eating anything on this trip, and I'm still coming back and weighing the most I've ever been, and it's like nothing's ever gonna work. So what was holding me back as well before was the whole like, oh, South Asians can't do this and get this physique and do that. So I was like, definitely wanted seeing someone like you who could make as much progress. I was like, okay, probably saw the amount of progress that I've seen in these past 2 months. So it was like I saw small progress, but and I'll compare pictures. Like the very beginning, I still am able to go out to restaurants, eat whatever food I want. I can message you with any questions wherever I go.
How important was, having accountability throughout the process?
It's cheat day. I
remember.
I stepped on the scale. I was about 10 pounds heavier.
And, throughout the process, what was the hardest part of the transformation? What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we got another client joining us to share his fitness journey, Arav. And we're going to talk about where he started, what his experience was throughout the entire process, and some of the biggest lessons he learned along the way. So if you've ever wondered what it's like working with me one-on-one behind the scenes, this is exactly what it looks like. With that said, let's jump in. So Arav, you don't mind telling everyone who you are and just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Arav. I am a current junior in college, and I started with Akash about 2.5 months ago. And just came to the program looking for a solid fitness program. I tried, was into fitness for a couple of years before that. So I wanted to get a more consistent plan in and just see more progress than I was before. And it's definitely helped so far. So I'm looking forward to continuing with Akash and seeing where that'll take me.
What specific weight were you when we first started, and what are you now?
Yeah, so I think I started around 176, 177, and now I'm down to 159. So I've lost almost 20 pounds in 2 months, and not just on the scale, I can see it in the changes in my physique as well.
Yeah, well, what percent body fat were you when we first started, and what are you now?
I think I was around like 15 to 20, and now I'm around like 8 or 9, and looking to still make that final push. So
make that final push to 5.
Yeah.
And what was life like before you started your fitness journey?
Yeah, so it was I kind of started like 4 or 5 years ago, just going to the gym and getting listened when I can, but I was kind of lost. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was following random Instagram reels that I saw. If it was like, oh, do this workout or this workout, I would just kind of use that to make my workout plan. And I realized kind of a year or two in that I wasn't really seeing the progress that I wanted to. And I guess that kind of led to, I kind of quit in the middle because I was like, oh, it's not doing anything. Like, I'm just going to stop going. So then I quit the gym for about like a year, went here and there, and then started again with like kind of the similar thing, not really a consistent plan, but wasn't really receiving results again. And that's when I was like, okay, I didn't really need a solid plan, and as well, like along with that, a diet plan, because I was just kind of eating whatever, and I didn't really know how to organize that. So it's kind of what led me to kind of start.
And what was your biggest frustration with your physique when you were sort of like yo-yoing back and forth between going and not going?
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of always had that goal in mind to maintain or get to a specific like 8 to 10% body fat. I was probably around 15 to 20 before a couple years ago. So I was like trying to weigh in here and there, didn't really see much progress. And I mean, honestly wasn't doing very much to help that looking back. The biggest struggle was just seeing results and staying consistent, because when I would see that I didn't, lose weight or look any different, I would kind of quit after a week or so of some random diet that I saw. So I was like, it wasn't really helping out. But yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of people could empathize with that. Just like
yeah,
starting and then stopping again because you don't really know what's right,
yeah.
essentially. And how did the way you look affect your confidence at that point?
I was kind of really in terms of like confidence. I wasn't if I would like go to the beach with friends or be at a pool or whatever, I was just like everyone had their shirt off and whatever, and I was like, oh, I don't have the physique to do that, or I'm not able to, or I have to go to the gym more, or diet before I can do this. And kind of small things that looking back, it was like wasn't really confident in showing my body when like for those reasons, but able to like now that I'm on a plan, I know that I'm making progress. It's kind of helped with confidence as well.
And were there situations where you felt, uncomfortable because of your body, apart from the beach or the pool?
I think even just being at the gym, I was like, I would kind of just go to the gym and do whatever workout I had, but I was like, looking around me, seeing all these people like who have been coming for years and had a specific plan in that they've been doing. I was like, I'm just kind of here. I don't really know what I'm doing. So kind of, yeah, kind of at the gym as well, just feeling lost. Kind of hit the confidence there, and I was like, um, couldn't even really get good workouts in because I was just thinking about it the whole time. Like, oh, I'm not even gonna make any progress, so why am I even here working out and some stuff like that.
And what have you tried before to get in shape?
Yeah, so most of my resources were like again started from Instagram. I would see reels here and there, be like, oh, do this diet or cut this food out or like this random things on Instagram really. And then after I tried those for maybe a week or so, those didn't work out. I would switch to ChatGPT, and I mean, I guess it was a little better in the sense it was personalized, but it would also just be kind of crazy things that gave me like a 2 year plan and be like, oh, if you want to do this, it'll tell me, oh, do this straight for 2 years, and you'll get them like, I looking at that being that being the first thing you see is like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this for 2 years. So those are the two things I tried, maybe lasted for a couple weeks or months if I got lucky at a time. And then I would just go back to whatever. So yeah, not much success there.
And why do you think those approaches never really worked?
I think mostly was personalization, especially majority of my time being college. Wouldn't, I would kind of be locked into the foods that I have. I would just go to the dining hall and kind of, there wouldn't be many options for food. So when, AI or someone gives a thing to be like, oh, eat this and this, I'm like, I don't have really resources to get that. So I would just go in the dining hall and just pick out whatever food was similar, which I realized looking back now that was definitely not anything close to what should have been eating. But yeah, I think mainly the personalization part, and kind of you can only input so much information to AI and like chat and get um, on such a like personalized PDF. But then you're just looking at that and you're like, if I have questions and AI can't really answer that, so it was kind of hard to do that.
Yeah. And what finally made you decide, enough was enough?
Yeah, so I think it was around when I first or March or April, I had was going on a trip with my friends, and I think I'd reached out to you a little bit before, just asking questions, and I went on this trip with like I was like in the middle of this like AI plan that I had, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna kind of hold back a little bit and keep a diet like a kind of a diet on the trip just to make sure I don't lose my progress. And I mean, no, you knowing me now, I'm just the biggest tweaker in the world. So even if I, go over the plan like 100, 200 calories, I'm just like a tweaker. I'm like, oh, it's over, it's cooked, like I'm done. And I went on this trip, and I was just like holding back on everything, like all the fun, like um, and even the foods I would like restrict so much, and I just like wasn't really having fun. I was like, what am I doing? So it was just like I didn't really have anyone to ask questions or like be like, oh, can I eat this or this? I'm just like, so I just restricted everything, and even like any activities I would just hold back and be like, I'm not doing this. And then I come back and I see I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I'm like, all right, this is some BS, and I'm like, I need to get some personalized coaching or something that I can actually make progress with, because I'm holding back this much, barely eating anything on this trip, and I'm still coming back and weighing the most I've ever been, and just like nothing's ever gonna work. So just yeah, that's what's kind of pushed me to start.
I get it. Yeah, I remember you texted me, and I was like, I completely get that.
Yeah.
And what made you want to reach out in that regard?
Yeah. I had kind of seen before, and seen like the videos you made, and knew a little bit from before, and I kind of seen one, the progress you had made, and then some of your other clients. So I was like, definitely thought it'd be a good person to reach out to, and as well with most of what I was holding me back as well before was the whole like, oh, South Asians can't do this and get this physique and do that. So I was like, definitely wanted seeing someone like you who couldn't make as much progress. I was like, okay, then there's has to be some sort of way to do it. And it was like, there's like all this shit that I'm seeing, like, oh, South Asians can't, get fit, whatever. So those two things were like, I saw the results that you had for yourself and were able to provide for your clients. So I thought it would be a good person to reach out.
Yeah, I know it's a load of bull crap when people
Yeah.
say that, and I get it all the time. I've gotten it all the time. But what concerns or doubts did you have before joining?
I think the main thing was like, oh, if I've tried so many things before, like how is this any different? Or like I would just get the same thing that, chat gave me, chat GPT, with like just a page of notes or like things to do with step by step guides. And I was like, if nothing else has worked, why would this work? But I thought I would try it out and see, something new.
And what almost stopped you from pulling the trigger?
I think I was I was just hesitant overall, just like, um, is this gonna work? Like, is it really worth my time? And again, being in college, like, already restricted with a bunch of things. I was like, is this really worth my time and money? And I was like, didn't really know. But I was like, if there's one thing and there's one time I can do it, it's now. So I was like,
And then what did success look like to you before starting the program?
I think in terms of success, I was kind of seeing a few like fluctuations in the weight I was able to lift at the gym, but very minor. I think in a couple years or so, I probably saw the amount of progress that I've seen in these past 2 months. So it was like I saw small progress, but and I'll compare pictures to like the very beginning and see, like, again, progress similar to what I've been able to do in 2 months. So kind of small goals here and there, but nothing compared to what I'm seeing now.
So looking back now, was investing in the coaching worth it?
Yeah, I would say for sure. I probably would have gone through like 10 other different random diet plans, or, scrolled through brain rotted through Instagram to find like some random plan and try it out, and definitely would have worked. So I would have wasted a bunch of time. And now, in 2 months of progress I've been able to make, it was definitely the right time. And I'm happy I started when I did.
And then what surprised you the most once you got started?
I think just how just a couple days of consistency was able to do so much. I think in the first like 3 days I was down like 5 to 8 pounds, and I was like, it was within literally 3 or 4 days I was like, okay, I finally did something consistent. And now that I was already seeing progress and was being consistent, it kind of pushed me to keep going and doing, able to do more. But I think, yeah, it was just the first. Was struggling to lose like 1 or 2 pounds, and the past couple years that I did whatever plans, and in a week of consistency, I was able to be down that much. So that kind of pushed me to do more.
Awesome. And then how exactly was this different than everything else you tried before?
So again, being in college, I was restricted to dining hall food, but with the plan you had made, it was literally very specific with school specific foods. And all I had to do was go in the dining hall, close my eyes, and just pick out the things. And, it took 3 seconds rather than before I would spend literally 20 minutes in the dining hall just staring at every single option and being like, oh, if I choose this, if I choose this. So I made it really simple. I knew exactly what I was eating, and if I wasn't sure, I would ask you like a trillion questions about, oh, is this good? Is this good? Um, so yeah, it was very helpful in the start to know, um, now that I can just go in the dining hall and pick out in like 2 seconds, me out, so and not have to think about it. So that was really helpful to start off.
And would you say you were still able to eat the foods you actually enjoyed?
Yeah, I still am able to go out to restaurants, eat whatever food I want. I can message you with any questions wherever I go. And yeah, I don't think I've let go of a single thing. Um,
And then how easy was it to fit the program into, your everyday life, your schedule, etc.?
Yeah, it was very easy. It was it honestly saved me time, if anything. I again didn't really think about the food I ate, and with the workouts too, I didn't have to keep looking for new things to do. I'd have a set workout plan, go in, be like, all right, this, and then I'd be out in an hour max. When before I would probably be in the gym for like 2.5 hours doing I don't know what. So definitely, if anything, saved me time, and it was very easy to implement in my college schedule.
And, throughout the process, um, what was the hardest part of the transformation?
I would say there were points in the middle where I would kind of depend too much on, I would stay stagnant for a little bit, or the scale wouldn't move, and I would just like kind of lose motivation, be like, oh, I like last week I lost this much weight, and this week I look the same, and the scale's not moving, this and that. But then again, kind of having someone to talk to and be like, oh, what's going on? Like, why it's just like not moving, or it would go up a couple pounds, like, oh, so it's over. Like I lost all my progress, and um, there would be so many times where I would just message you and be like, oh yeah, it's over. I gained 2 pounds.
Yeah.
Um, and you'd be like, no, it's like wait 2 or 3 days, and yeah, I would be down and back on again. So I think just there are a couple times in the process where it would stay stagnant, and before that would be my ticket out. But this didn't work, kind of move on. But again, having someone to talk to who has done it before and knows what it should look like was helpful to stay on and not quit.
Yeah. And based off of that, you said not quit.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point where you wanted to quit, even throughout this process?
I would say, if anything, I maybe considered it like once, but it was after a cheat day. I
I remember.
I stepped on the scale. I was about 10 pounds heavier. And I was like, yeah, I lost all my progress. I'm back to the weight I was when I started. Like, it's over. I might as well just quit and tell the coach, like, it's over. Like, I've ruined everything. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to message him and be like, it's over. And then, no, we hopped on a call, and you explained, like, everything, and, that it was water weight and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I stayed on plan for the next couple of days, and I was back and losing weight. So it was definitely definitely an interesting time. But yeah, again, having someone to talk to who's been through it and knows exactly what's going to happen was very helpful. And yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like, what really kept you consistent throughout that process of you wanting to quit but not quitting?
I think it's kind of just now being a month in or 2 months in, it's just like I've seen so much progress already, and I know that if I just continue this way, I will be where I want to be by the end of the program. And that that if this has helped the most that any other planet has. So it's just like, if anything's going to work, I might as well push through. And again, just seeing how you were able to make your transformation in the 4 or 5 years that it took. So it's like kind of now ingrained in my head that it will take time, and it's not just like a 2-week thing. You're going to be down 10 pounds and look like jacked. So it's like not kind of having that mindset change of like, it's going to take time, and the scale could be stuck for a few days or a week, and it'll all be fine the next week.
Sweet. And yeah, how important was, having accountability throughout the process?
It was very, very important. I before doing this plan, I would I would realize, looking back now, I realized why. A big reason why I wasn't making any progress was I would do well the whole week, be on plan, and then uh, go into the weekend and just screw everything up and eat a ton of fast food and, ruin all the progress that I made in the week. So, especially I also just in general I just love food. So I would, if with any opportunity given, I would just eat all the food in front of me. So um, knowing that I sometimes in like the lowest points, the only thing holding me back from eating like 10 slices of cake was the fact that I would have to send you my weight and physique the next morning, and it would that would be the only thing holding me back and be like I can't do this. And yeah, it's just good to have someone when you're like me and just love to eat.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the same thing. When I had a coach, I remember I was at a wedding
Yeah,
and like I wanted to eat the food that they had there so bad, but I brought my meal prep and I was like,
yeah,
I can't have check-ins tomorrow and tell him
right,
that I just went off plan. So,
right.
um, but yeah, what was the moment you realized like this is actually working?
I think there's kind of two things. One was seeing the physical changes in my body and on the scale. And another thing was just like a mindset change of like now, even I would say without a plan and without being on this, now that I just have this much knowledge and know that what I'm doing, I'm just like fully shifted my mindset of like before I'd be like, oh, I don't have time, like I'm not gonna go to the gym, or like I'm on vacation, like I don't have any time to go to the gym or do a diet. But now my like everything revolves around, okay, I'm gonna do the gym at this time, or plan around like a diet or like the food that I eat, rather than kind of just push it back and say, oh, I'm too busy, or like I'm on vacation.
Fair.
So I think those two things, with the physical changes and the mindset shift as well.
And what was your favorite part of, this entire coaching experience?
I think for one was just seeing the progress. I mean, now that I have photos of like every day since the start, I just sometimes look back and be like, and see all the progress that I made, and it's just cool to see that like this is the lowest of body fat and probably weight I've been in my life. So it's just like cool to see the transition from when I started, and gives me that much motivation to push through the next couple months and see where I can get by the end.
And besides the physical transformation, what would you say has changed the most?
Um, I think again, it's just like my mindset is before I would be very quick to give up on something, and kind of, if something doesn't work out, just shift or give up. But I think now, with the coaching I've gotten, um, I kind of just am able to push harder and be like, if and have a stronger, um, motivation to push through. Not even just with coach or fitness, just kind of overall. If with any other problems, be like, I'll lose motivation really quickly. But now, just having this background of like I did something like this big and it took a couple months and a strong push, and I was like, if I can do that, I can do so many other things. So it's like kind of the mindset shift that changed the most for me as well.
Yeah, man, that's what people don't understand. The mental resiliency that working out brings you is like
Yeah, and it's also
different.
it's like you don't realize it right away, but like the back end confidence that you gain just from going to the gym and knowing that you're making progress and doing these things to improve. So it's just kind of the confidence as well, a little confidence boost.
Yeah, it's like every day you're compiling a stack of proof on your resume to, reaffirm the fact that you are who you think you are. And it transforms your confidence in the way you move for sure. And that sort of goes on to my next question, but how has your confidence changed?
Yeah, it's again definitely gone up so much. I not even just like at the gym, or if I'm at the beach or whatever. Just overall, again, knowing that I was able to achieve something. this big. And honestly, for me, it was really big since, again, fitness has been something I've been around for like 5 or 6 years now. And seeing what the last 2 months have done to me versus the past 5 years just shows that, if I can stick to something for, a couple, even if it doesn't work out for the first couple weeks, just sticking through it and seeing the amount of progress I can make when I just stay consistent has been huge. So I think it's been a massive confidence boost overall, not just through fitness.
Yeah. And what reactions have you gotten from friends or family over the past few months that you've been in the program?
Yeah. I mean, again, just coming home from college and seeing all my hometown friends are like, dude, you look jacked. I'm like, I, I'm like, literally, I've never heard that once in the 4 or 5 years that I've been going to the gym. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, like, it's just not working. And I go to school for 2 months after starting this, coming back and hearing all that, just like, that's how I know it's just working. I mean, it's hard to see when you look at yourself every day and you're looking at pictures, it's hard to kind of tell the progress you made. But when other people tell you that, just like, you can tell it's made a difference.
Yeah. And what's something you can do now that you couldn't do before?
I think honestly, just sticking to any sort of or controlling myself with the amount that I eat. I think before, I no matter what time of day it is, I would go down and just like eat as much food as possible and stuff myself to the max. I just couldn't control anything, and now I'm just like able to control what I eat and know that it's like the food that I'm eating is actually being put to use rather than just eating at 3 a.m. for no reason and have
Yeah.
it be useless.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what people don't understand. It's like you could have that pizza at 3 a.m. if you're going to
Right.
wake up at 9 and go use it, right?
Yeah.
Like, depends. Has getting in shape changed any other areas of your life?
I think in terms of um, I think one thing I've also just been getting into that I haven't before is just running. I think it's for me it was something that I quit a while ago as well after doing it in high school. I was just like let it go. I was like I'm not good at this. Like why am I doing it? And then after um, doing the program, losing a good amount of weight. I tried it out again, and I saw that I was almost back to the way that I was able to run in high school, and I was just like, I could barely run a couple miles, couple like maybe a year ago. I think now just I don't know, maybe it was a combination of mindset shift and actually being more fit. Was able to get back into running and just being able to go long distance and have actually hit my max amount of like max distance of running while while on the program. So just like something was able to get into again just through getting leaner and having a mindset shift as well.
All right. And looking ahead, what's next for you?
I think I want to be able to push through the final parts of the plan. I think the next couple months will be the hardest push. For me. I think again, it will just take more of a stronger motivation and it'll be the hardest challenge for me. But I think I'm excited to see what the end has, and I know that if I was able to make this much progress so far, it will definitely be a little bit harder for the final couple months. But I have a lot more confidence in myself that I can do it versus what I had before when I started. So I'm excited to see what the future has and see what the end of the program can bring.
Love it, man. And what would you say to someone who thinks they're too busy to get in shape?
I would tell them that that's exactly what I said when I started, and I'm realizing now that I had so much time that I was just wasting, and the time that I said I was busy, I really wasn't doing anything. Even like people say, "Oh, I'm a college student. I don't have time. I have work. I have whatever." But literally, I found so much like after going to the gym and starting like consistently doing that, I realized that I was just wasting time doing nothing, and I was never really busy. So you can never be too busy for fitness. And literally, I using today as an example, I saw that the whole day is gonna be busy. I'm gonna be out. It's gonna be busy, so I woke up and uh, did a workout at 8 a.m., which was something I probably would have never done before. But now that it's kind of ingrained in my head that I have to work out or I have to do this, I'm gonna make it happen, and no matter what the circumstances.
And you mentioned the fact that were in a yo-yo dieting phase or
Yeah.
yo-yo, training phase, trying and then failing and then falling off. So what would you say to someone who tried everything and keeps failing?
Um, I would say there's definitely something different for everyone. That one PDF diet plan is not going to help everyone out. Maybe it could help a few people out, and you see on Instagram, oh, this helped. This guy got jacked doing this and this, and it'll help. But I think everyone has specific needs for them um, that they need to be met in order to reach their goals. And I think just a personalized plan for them and having someone that you can talk to one on one for your specific problems that you face will be very, very helpful to combat that. And that again, everyone just needs something different to reach their goals, but there's always something for everyone.
And what would you say to someone who is maybe on the fence about investing into coaching?
I think again, coaching is very beneficial. I think again, just having someone that you can talk to who's been through exactly what you have, and was able to just seeing that the coach that you have has been able to reach what you want to be, is the most helpful because they've probably been through exactly what you have many different times, and it's definitely something worth investing in. Versus any other, again, fitness plan that can be made by AI or anyone else.
And if you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently?
Honestly, I think it would just be starting earlier. I think I wasted so much time, and honestly, that also ruined my confidence as well at the start. I was just like um, doing all these things and really seeing it didn't work. I literally was about to be like, okay, yeah, I'm just South Asian dude who's not, it doesn't have the genetics to get this fit, and um, I would have just quit right there and started doing whatever. So I think definitely just making that mindset shift early and kind of yeah.
And then what's one mistake people should avoid when trying to transform their bodies, you would say?
I think again, it's thinking that a couple days or um, seeing progress early is kind of, again, clients will be like, oh, or anyone looking to start a diet plan in the first couple days or weeks, not seeing much progress, or there'll be weeks in the middle of a program or times where you're just not going to see any progress, and that's where most people quit. So I think that's the biggest mistake, and especially after one cheat day or one like day where you just go all out and do whatever you want. A lot of people come out of that, see the weight on the scale, but yeah, it's over. And that's when they quit. When literally, if you just wait like 2 or 3 days, you're gonna go back down to exactly what you were. And honestly, if anything, you will have a good 2 or 3 days of really good workouts. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the biggest mistake people make is either not seeing progress early and wanting to quit, or having one bad day or one mistake and just using that to quit. So those two things.
And if someone was watching this video, um, and they're maybe in a position that you were before starting, what advice would you give them?
I would honestly say just have an open mind. I think for someone who's either new to fitness or even someone who's done it for a while, there's going to be kind of a big shift in your first couple of weeks of doing it. But I think as you ease into it, it's just going to become part of your lifestyle. Again, for me, I'd never had someone give me a structured diet plan. So kind of having a structured plan was very different for me because I would kind of just go into the dining hall again whenever I was hungry, and that could be at random times. And now having specific meals to eat at certain times was kind of hard at the start, but I again just had an open mind about it and was able to just make it a part of my lifestyle. And from there, it was really easy to now I can make those changes a lot easier, and be able to adapt when I need to. So I think just having an open mind.
And lastly, would you recommend this coaching program and why?
Yeah, I would absolutely recommend it. I think that again, I think versus I can literally message you anytime I want. It can be 3 a.m. I could be, you know, just the availability that you have whenever. And I think the genuine care that you show, you can hop on a call anytime, and I could literally, call you in the middle um, of work and you'll pick up an answer. So I think just the availability that you give to all your clients, and um, the just showing that you care also pushes me to move and continue. So I would definitely recommend to anyone who's either new to fitness or is like me and tried billion other things and it hasn't worked out, to give this a try and see where it takes you.
Thank you, Arav, for coming on here and telling us about your experience on the program. It's been an honor to coach you the past few months, and I can't wait to see what the next 3 or 4 months hold. If you get to 5% body fat, let's try to get there. But for everyone watching this, if you want to work one-on-one, book a call below. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.